5 हो जाए।
कहाँ होएगा?
5 बजे
7 बजे। मैं खुद कल बैठी थी यहाँ पे, याद है क्लास कैंसिल करवाई थी मैं मुझे बैठ के
से या वो स्कैनर आपने
फोटो। हाँ अच्छी खासी क्लास बुक थी मेरी। धूप से कहाँ आ रहे हो? छाले हो रहे। अच्छा हाँ ठीक हुआ। छाले जो गाढ़ है ना खराब हो रही है। 5 मिनट क्यों लग रहे हैं उल्टे में?
मैम ये भी तो 2:30 में तो रेडी
स्टैम्प बजट पहले में देंगे या बाद में?
जितने उतने हैंड माइक रख सकते हैं ना, हैंड माइक। पूछ लो एक बार, वैसे कर दो। थोड़ा पीछे पीछे कर देती हैं। अरे नहीं, देख रही हूँ ना, लाइन सीधी नहीं, वो पीछे वाले ज़्यादा पीछे कर देते हैं, खुद से बैठ जाएंगे ना, आगे बैठने में जगह चाहिए। सीनियर ने
Check. Check. Immediately with everybody. Okay, so I should not invite him right now. I request all our delegates to please take your seats so that we can finally begin with our session. बाहर तो बात जाने की होगी।
कोई बात नहीं,
A very good evening to all our eminent guests, our esteemed speakers, and all our ladies and gentlemen that are seated here, our very special delegates. I once again welcome you to the 5th International Conference on Sustainable Education. Moving forward, we would now begin with our concluding plenary session, and I would take this opportunity to invite on stage our chair for this session, Mr. Pradeep Burman, Chairman of the Mobius Foundation. Can we have a great round of applause, please? I would also like to invite on dais our esteemed panelists. Can we have a great round of applause for Professor G.D. Sharma, who's the President, Association of Indian Universities and the Vice Chancellor of University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, Shillong. I would also like to invite Dr. Nakul Parashar, who's the former director at Vigyan Prasar. Can we have a great round of applause, please? Do we have Dr. Nakul with us? Oh, yeah. I now invite Mr. Alan Egbert, ACER, Dubai. A great round of applause, please. I would now like to invite Dr. Nilima Jarath, who's the Director General at PGSC. A great round of applause, please. I would now like to also invite Ms. Karuna Singh, who's the Regional Director at Earth Day Network. A great round of applause, please. And our final panelist for this session, I would like to invite Ms. Vinita Apte, Founder Director of Terre Policy Center. Now, before we move on to our panelist, I would like to invite Ms. Anupama Madhok, who's the director at Water Digest, to give a presentation of the consolidated session report and the recommendations. Can we have a great round of applause, please, for Ms. Anupama Madhok.
Here. ये करो, please. Quickly करो.
So,
good evening everyone, and Honorable Chair Mr. Pradeep Barmanji, Professor G.D. Sharma ji, Dr. Nakul, Mr. Alan, Dr. Nilima, Mr. Sam, Ms. Karuna, Ms. Vinita, other dignitaries who are present in this hall, all the delegates who had been participating and who are here for the past 2 days. So first of all, I would like to extend my thanks to ICSE for Mobius Foundation for making Water Digest a part of this initiative. And we would have seen, you all would have seen that past 2 days there had been multiple sessions. There had been, I don't think there was any topic which was left in these 2 days when we talk about climate change, when we talk about sustainability. So while we have tried to collate the information, whatever has happened in past 2 days, I'll quickly run through. And there is much more to come, and I'm sure Mobius Foundation will further, will bring out more content of whatever has been created today. Also, a quick newsletter was circulated in the afternoon, which gives the snapshots of what has happened yesterday. We were trying to put it together today, whatever has happened today, but it has just culminated all the sessions. So quickly coming to the points. So started with a wonderful inaugural session. And the key messages which came out of the inaugural sessions were that environment needs to be integrated with education for achieving sustainability. Role of education is pivotal in raising awareness and spurring tangible actions towards sustainability. There is a need for moving towards an inclusive society by integrating the principles of sustainability education from early years. Also, there was a thought process on ocean literacy, which was said that ocean literacy to be imbibed for diverse audience to understand the influence of oceans on us and ours on oceans. It is not just the formal education, but also the informal education which should be given importance, especially highlighted by Mr. Dipankar, who also gave an example of TERI, which has established already certain centers in Guwahati and many other places for education to reach out to the local communities. Further, it was said that there has to be clarity on the terminologies and the articulation for integrating climate change in education and climate change in policy. Educators have major role in motivating students to work towards climate change, and the action-oriented approach is needed to support the goals of Mission Life. Another very important part which was said, that women and water and their role, women, water, environment and their role in anchoring environmental initiatives go hand in hand, and the same was also highlighted during not only one session but many sessions. During the plenary session, there were many viewpoints encompassing almost all the aspects of the environment, namely the ocean, land and air, highlighting the holistic aspect of climate action. A key message that emerged throughout was the need to fill the gap between the knowledge, discourse of experts and that of the policymakers. Now, I won't get into the details of this. I quickly wrote few of these sessions. These are all the sessions which happened yesterday, and what was the focus area of these all sessions. You already got the newsletter and the details are there already. Then for the day 2, these were the sessions and what was their focus area I have written here quickly, and you'll soon get to know more about it. These are all the sessions. So all in all, in 2 days conference, I'm sure there were many more recommendations, but due to paucity of time, we couldn't write all of them, but here are a few important ones. Strengthening the stakeholder capacity is crucial to increase the assurance and the trust of the users in the policy and technological options for efficient and sustainable water management. Climate change strategies need to be designed keeping in view the individual catchments and whole of basin perspectives, and must be aligned with the political structure and stakeholder interest through the multi-tier consultation and negotiation process. Removing patriarchal control on reproduction can help in population control, and we should have population denialism. Education system needs to have practical education knowledge. More capacity building needs to be done for the faculties, the teachers who are teaching the climate change and sustainability subject. The technologies developed by the research institutions are being transferred to the public institution for implementing the SDGs, but this needs to be scaled up. The younger generation should be involved towards sensitizing and working at the intersection of technology, innovation and behavioral change. Then there were other key features. These were few of the pointers which we have collated, and apart from that, you also saw the book launch in the morning session. Also, there were certain program and declaration of winner for youth for Earth campaign, and there were many more interesting sessions, and I'm sure there will be many more recommendations, but like I said, due to paucities of time, whatever we could collate, we are presenting here, and I'm sure that there will be many more coming up through the Mobis Foundation, the due course of time. So thank you so much. And the last message which I would like to say and communicate through this is, you had been participating, you had been here listening to the experts, many deliberations, rich deliberations, but you need to participate, keep participating, keep building up partnerships and contribute in this initiative by bridging the gap. You need to effectively communicate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, one thing that I forgot to tell before was that this magazine, the Water Digest magazine, is one of the few organizations that is involved in the dissemination of information and updates to the water industry. So, well, thank you so much, ma'am. Moving forward, we our esteemed panelists that we have on stage bring a wealth of knowledge, experience and expertise. I would now like to invite Dr. Nakul Parashar. He's a highly accomplished professional with an impressive career spanning more than 30 years, marked by expertise in a diverse range of fields including technology, services, content management, BPO. His extensive knowledge extends to areas such as operational enhancement, university-level teaching, and research. Dr. Parashar excels in academic and expertise content management as well. Sir, we're grateful to have you here with us, and I would now be requesting you to please address our audience. Can we have a great round of applause, please?
A very good afternoon to one and all, especially to esteemed people on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. The topic, we've all been here, and this is the 5th edition. which we are all gathered here. It's my first brush with this conference, thanks to Mobius Foundation, and particularly Dr. Rambuj, for having me here. It was very interesting and very engaging 2 days, I guess, a day and a half so far, and I had a chance to jury one of those sessions where we had youngsters coming and speaking on different topics. There's a lot that has come up over these 1.5 days, and I guess there's a lot that I'm sure would be compiled together as actionable items that we need to take from here. I have not much to say. I don't want to go on and say what we have been talking about, but I guess it's time for us to make the best of this 5th edition of this International Conference of Sustainability Education that has happened. And I'm sure next year when 6th edition comes, between now and then, I think it will be time for all of us to form a small action group of all those partners who have participated and supported this initiative, all those who have come here together. And I think it will be the responsibility of all of us together to proactively come forward and just not let this go as any other conference or seminar that happens. I think it's time for us. We've seen calamities happening, and we expect more to happen if we don't get up. So I think it's time for us to come together and do something sustainable, something that is there for on and on. We all understand. I come from science communication background, and I will probably be talking with my blinkers on, that it's time for us to ensure that the communication part is highlighted, is taken up at the ground level, at places where we can. And for that matter, all these partners that we see here are doing a wonderful job. And it's time for us to form, as I said, to create some kind of a strategy so that there is an awareness that reaches to all those places where it is required. For that matter, we all know in a country like ours, in different countries that we are talking about, developed and developing nations, it's important to ensure that material content is created in their languages. The more we do, the more we get closer to it. I think we'll be able to get closer to our aims and objectives and all that we have deliberated upon. So let's not just let this conference be another conference, and I invoke from this platform all of you to come forward and take up a proactive step towards what we all want. I'm in my 50s, there might be people in 60s and so on and so forth, but we want our next generation, and we've been harping on this for time and again. But unless we do something concrete, we'll be having such conferences again and again. But I really want to thank, and I really would request Mr. Barman, I will request Dr. Rambuj and Mr. Garg to take up as a chair of this action group. And we all promise, at least I promise from my side, to provide all possible support in this direction. And up until next year, we should do something tangible, something concrete that becomes a milestone in our endeavor to save the planet and to ensure that the actionable items that emanate from here are duly taken care of. A lot more to say. Please forgive me, I've been a teacher, so I normally don't stop till my 40 minutes are over, but I guess it's time. So fair enough. Thank you so much, and it was a pleasure meeting all of you, and look forward to seeing you again next year with a lot of action that we would have done. Thanks once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, especially for reminding us all to be more proactive, especially when it comes to our environment. Moving forward, I will now be requesting Mr. Alan Egbert to please address us all. He's a very experienced educator, currently serving as the General Manager at the Australian Council for Educational Dubai office. With nearly 25 years in education, Mr. Alan has taught science, worked in school administration, and has done many consultancy projects. Sir, can we have a great round of applause, please?
Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here In fact, I think the first thing I'll do is take this opportunity to really congratulate Chairman Berman and Dr. Bhuj for really putting together and conceiving of such a powerful platform that has, allowed everything from student voice to entrepreneurs to try and put together a call for really affirmative action. And when I reflect over the proceedings of the last couple of days, I think we can see the urgency, whether it is from those students who are grappling with an overcrowded curriculum, but yet trying to ensure that they have the opportunity to actually learn and want to be more involved, want to be doing more projects, want to be experiencing project-based opportunities and learning. And that was echoed very clearly to something that we experienced in the sessions this morning about the sustainability mafia. And I love that term because it talks about taking the power in your hands and being able to go out and coordinate and do real, effective, transformational work. But then I go back to the initial opening plenary where Dr. Karthikeya said, we want to be mindful of quality. We want to be able to do everything that we can to the best we can. That, in fact, has been echoed throughout the proceedings. And again, it has been very apparent in the organization of this conference. And I congratulate everyone, right from the volunteers to the students to their teachers, and of course to all of the research professionals and industry professionals who've actually contributed so richly to make this so diverse in terms of communicating that message that sustainability is not just in the classroom, it's not just a responsibility that's assigned to a few, but it is something that we have to all live and breathe. So without taking too much of time, once again, congratulations. I think we are on the right footing. The confidence that was expressed earlier in that opening plenary that we can do this is very much reinforced through this. We still want to try and figure out what is it that we want to measure when it comes to schools, and when it comes to schools actually building on this. What is a really good framework that teachers can then work with? And I would urge us to come together as professionals to work more in this area and come up with tools that we can then actually measure and say, this was what we did in the conference last year. Now we've come up with these tools where we can measure our progress and see how far we have come in terms of achieving these really actionable, really practical goals. So thank you very much once again. It's been an absolute pleasure being part of this. I'm reassured that we continue to do the hard work that is required with the urgency that is required for this. Thank you very much for having me, Dr. Bhuj and Mr. Berman.
Thank you so much, sir, for your thought-provoking address. I would now be requesting Dr. Nilima Jirat, who's currently serving as the Director General of Pushpa Gujral Science City. She has also played a very pivotal role as a founder, member secretary of both the Punjab Biodiversity Board and the Punjab State Innovation Council. Can we have a great round of applause for Dr. Nilima Jirat? Ma'am, I request you to address us all.
A very good afternoon, everybody. It has indeed been a great pleasure to be here, and I must take the opportunity to congratulate Dr. Burman, Mr. Garg, as well as Dr. Rambuj and the entire Mobius team for working relentlessly for this conference since the past so many days. As far as I'm concerned, I've been associated with this. This is the 5th time when Pushpa Gujarat Science City is participating. So we have been associated with it since the very beginning. And what has emerged out of it is that, yes, a realization that all of us, whether we are students or the general masses, our requirements are always the same. Everybody wants clean air, everybody wants clean water, everybody wants good resources, but then at the same time, we also need to work towards that. And this has very strongly come out in this conference. So as has already been said by the UN Secretary General, we need to have global action where we have leadership. We also need a lot of local action so that we can change the lives of different people around us, and the people's action or a lot of partnerships. And it's only then that sustainability education would be a successful venture for everybody. I would also like to share with all of you something positive which came out of this conference, at least in the session, which Pushpa Gujarat Science City organized. We were working with children, and we had invited innovative projects on sustainability. And the best thing was that 2 of the winning projects right here, they were picked up by entrepreneurs to take a step further. So that has already happened. So I would say that's a big takeaway for the conference and for the students and for everybody, because that would motivate more and more people to come forward and work in this area. What I can just say, especially because I work with students, so I work with children, so what I would just like to say is we need to have, we have a lot of MOOC courses in various aspects, various subjects, but we need to have specifically targeted information. I won't say a course, specifically targeted information for various age groups, designed accordingly, so that people or our children who are actually our future, who are able to understand sustainability, they are able to change their attitudes and behaviors, and they are able to take positive action. Another suggestion which I would like to make is that there is already a UN SDG action platform on which countries are uploading the efforts which they have made towards sustainability, whether it is at the policy level or whether it is at the action level. My suggestion here would be that let us instill this in our children, in their schools, in their colleges, and let us instill this in offices, that every organization has an SDG indicator platform. And that platform, and because then that platform would be a public platform, people would be motivated to take more and more action. So we have a host of luminaries here. I think that is all what I have to say for the moment. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And it has been a pleasure being here. I could not attend yesterday, but I'm very happy that I was here the whole time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and very well said that even the future generation need to be made aware about the sustainability. Moving forward, I would now be requesting Ms. Karuna Singh. She leads the EDO initiatives in Asia and also head the EDO's international office outside US. Her role involves overseeing innovating programs that raise environmental awareness across nearly 25 countries, impacting about 5 billion people. Can we have a great round of applause, please? Ma'am, I request you to address us all.
I'm behind you. Thank you. I know. So I just wanted to expand on EDO. It's earthday.org, which is a global NGO that works in 190 countries with over 150,000 partners. We don't have offices in all these countries, but we work in a sustainable manner with local partners. That said, let me remind everyone that we co-own the environment and the climate within it. So whatever is being done today and in future is for our benefit. Thank you, Mr. Burman, for this amazing conference that you have spearheaded. Thank you, Rambudji. Your efforts, your unstinting efforts have really borne fruit. It's amazing what has come out of it and the whole of the MOBIS group that is here. Thank you so much for that. There is only 5 years and a couple of months left, the climate clock tells us, before we are predicted to cross 1.5 degrees Celsius, which will affect all of us. So we have spoken today and yesterday about the need for climate education, and it has been explored excellently with all the sessions covering women, covering youth, covering every aspect, whether it is plastic or oceans or whatever, or soil. But now we need to look at how do we train people to become climate stewards. Just not study is enough. We have to take it from the stage of learning to the stage of being stewards for the environment. And India has the largest youth population in the world, so it's great to focus on them and take it forward. So I would strongly recommend that we have workshops for teachers that go beyond the written word. The written word, children absorb and then they spit it out at exams and forget about it. But if we use innovative strategies which are available, it could be films that we use, or could be theater, or could be Google Maps that we show them how to use and understand things. This is very strongly needed for teachers, especially those in urban, non-urban areas, which might not have the sophisticated material that is available to others. So our name says network in it, and we would be happy to network with each of you and every one of you to take this forward. And if there are opportunities for workshops to be held, we would be happy to do it, and we would be happy to share a handbook which is online for everyone who needs to see how innovative strategies can influence and inspire youth to become stewards from a young age. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving forward to our last panelist, I would now be requesting Dr. Vinita Apte. She's the visionary behind TERE, an NGO she founded with the guiding principle, thought is commendable, but action is superior. Driven by her passion for environmental conservation, she has successfully established over 10 forests in high mountainous regions through the innovative public-private partnership model. Can we have a great round of applause, please? Ma'am, I request you to address us.
Thank you so much for my introduction. I congratulate Dr. Burman, Dr. Bhuj, Mr. Garg, and all the MOBIS team for this successful 5th International Conference on Sustainable Education. So this child of ICSE is now completed 5 years. And the children who completed 5 years, they are very vibrant and they are looking forward to go out of the home, out of the house and learn many things. So my suggestion is now you go beyond the Delhi. So as my panelist also told you that there needs to be partnership, people should work on this concept. I also tell you that if you reach up to the communities, because everyone is talking about sustainable education and we need to do this and that, and all aspects have touched in last 5 years, and all 5 years are very successful conference on sustainable education. But I always feel that these all international language side events are reach up to the some class. It not reaches up to the masses, and we need to reach to the mass. So ICSE means International Conference for Sustainable Education. I feel that ICSE should be ignite communities for the sustainable education, and we all would reach what we want to achieve. So, and my famous quote, गहन सघन मनमोहन वन तक मुझको बुलाते हैं, किंतु किए जो वादे मैंने याद मुझे आ जाते हैं. अभी कहा आराम बदा यह मूक निमंत्रण छलना है. अभी कहा आराम बदा यह मूक निमंत्रण छलना है. अरे अभी तो मिलो मुझको चलना है, मिलो मुझको चलना है. This is the adaptation of Robert Frost poem, which stands for the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. So in all your journey for sustainable education, I am there with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was indeed beautiful. And with that, we would now be concluding our concluding plenary session. We would take a short break of about 2 minutes, wherein we would then begin our valedictory session. So I would thank our panelists once again for gracing us with your presence. So thank you so much. After the photograph, I would be requesting our chairperson for this session to also present a memento to our panelists on stage. I now request our chairman, Mr. Pradeep Burman, to please present a memento as a token of appreciation and respect to Dr. Nakul Parashar, who is the former director of Vigyan Prasar. Can we have a great round of applause, please? Sir looks so puzzled. Mr. I now request sir to kindly present the memento to Mr. Alan Egbert. Can we have a great round of applause, please? I now request sir to kindly present it to Dr. Nilima Gerard. A great round of applause, please. I now request sir to present the memento to Ms. Karuna Singh. Can we have a great round of applause for Ms. Karuna Singh? I now request Sir to present it to Ms. Vinita Apte. A great round of applause, please. I would once again like to thank all our dignitaries on dais. We would now be commencing with our valedictory session in another 2 minutes. I request you all to please remain seated.
हाँ हाँ लगा देना वहाँ रखा होगा देख दिखाओ क्या कराओ
We will take around a 10 to 15 short break so that our chief guest can also join us. I request you all to please help yourself to a tea. We will reassemble at sharp 5:25 with our next valedictory session. Thank you.
यार ये क्या है फोटो बताइए बता नाम बता सकता